WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Plans are moving forward for redeveloping the old Kerr-McGee site. Members with the Greenfield Environmental Multi-State Trust have come up with 3 potential layouts for the area.
Today, they allow the public to come in and take a look at proposals and to give some feedback. Our Quentin Smith takes a look at the proposed plans. He joins us live from Columbus's north side tonight with more.
Andre, I'm here outside the Multi-State Trust Community Outreach Building, and all throughout the day, residents in this neighborhood and members of the public have a chance to come inside and take a look at those proposals. I'm told so far today the feedback has been positive. Now, of the 3 concepts, one will consist of a more passive and open space usage on the site. The second one is geared towards a mixed-use neighborhood center, and the third scenario features employment type usage on the site. Now, representatives inside wouldn't say which concept has been the favorite so far. I'm told they will gather all the input from this session, see which concept residents express the most interest in, and then make their decision.
The Greenfield Environmental Trust wants to create a redevelopment plan that is reflective of the wishes and the desires of the community as much as is feasible given market constraints and various environmental factors. So in order to understand that, of course, we have to have input and feedback into the process. We've had that on multiple occasions prior to this set of sessions, but this is another step in the process, these availability sessions, to further refine the concepts as we go forward.
The Greenfield Environmental Trust hopes to have a proposal selected by the beginning of 2020. If you haven't had time to come out to the availability session so far today, you still have until 7 o'clock tonight to do so. The sessions will also take place again tomorrow morning from 9 to 11, and the building is located just off of 14th Avenue on Columbus's north side. We're live in Columbus tonight. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Over the years, people in the recycling business have stockpiled materials to sell to consumers. Now, much of that material is decreasing in value.
That's right. Recent changes in the recycling market have wreaked havoc for many businesses and public recycling programs. Our Stephanie Poole joins us in the studio tonight with that story. No, she's live for that story.
Recycling affects the economy. Many small towns around the states have to limit their curbside programs due to the recycling prices that are going up, and it's putting a lot of these programs at risk.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Those 3 words now have a greater meaning in the recent change of the value of recycled materials. Starkville Alderman Sandra Sistrunk says those changes have trickled down to the city's curbside program.
Over time, particularly over the last 2 or 3 years, as China has become much more restrictive in what they will buy, the market for most of the materials that are in recycling have tanked. And as a result, we no longer sell our recycling. We collect it and we pay for another company to take it to the next step in the process.
Cardboard, plastic, aluminum cans, scrap metal, and mixed paper are just a few popular things that are recycled. Now, it costs a program more to send off the materials than what they're actually worth.
Paper at one time sold for $90 to $120 per ton, and now $30 to $35 per ton. Water bottles were gold. They were easy to sell, that sort of thing. But now, about a penny a pound.
Manager at Columbus Recycling, Ken Mansfield, says it's affecting his business too.
You don't see the customers like you used to. And back when everything was up so high, everybody was just, scrapping, but now it's kind of slowed down.
A pound of aluminum cans sold for $2 or $3 years ago now is valued for less than $1.
It's at a standstill, just waiting on the market and everything, just like the economy to go up.
We want to do something that is sustainable, that's reasonable, but we want to be prepared to be able to do more when there is a market rebound.
And it could take several years before the market returns to good standing. In the meantime, the city of Starkville is working on a more feasible way of sustaining their curbside program.
As a community, we need to look at our recycling and whether what we're doing is accomplishing what we're hoping to do.
For more information about the curbside program or what you can do to help, please visit our website at WCBI.com. But for now, reporting live in Columbus, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
Bank First Financial Services is giving the phrase community banking a new meaning. The merger of Bank First with FNB of Central Alabama is complete. Starting this week, FNB branches in Aliceville, Carrollton, Gordo, Northport, and Tuscaloosa will be branded as and operated by Bank First. Bank First President Moke Griffin says the move increases the bank's visibility in the region.
This merger with FNB of Central Alabama is a really important strategic move for Bank First. We've been in Tuscaloosa about 5 years, but we mainly have been a Mississippi bank. And with this acquisition of FNB, now we have a lot larger presence in Alabama. So strategically it allows our bank to grow in Mississippi and Alabama versus just Mississippi.
The two banks have been working on the merger for a little over a year.
All right, so here's the question. When's the last time you stepped foot in a bank?
Been a while.
Your age may actually have a lot to do with what you answer.
Yes, our Cash Matlock joins us live in the studio with more on how community-based banks are keeping up with the changing times. Cash?
Well, guys, different generations have different ways of banking. Some people like to bank face-to-face, and some prefer online or mobile banking. Industry insiders say despite this, banks still play a very important role in the community. Walking into a local bank is an experience. If you're a regular, tellers and clerks will often call you by your first name or maybe ask about your family. In fact, this is what community banks pride themselves in.
When people walk in the door, they're going to know who our bankers are. Local tellers, local customer service representatives, local loan officers, and usually a local bank president.
Alice Pittman McCollum is one such banker. McCollum is a Columbus native who's been working in the industry since 2006. She says she's come to know a lot of her clients on a personal level.
We have a lot of our people here that they'll text us with a problem, or they'll email us, or they call our direct number, so they do still know us personally, and we try to kind of keep that personal touch with all of our branches with our customers.
However, with online and mobile banking on the rise, fewer and fewer people are making their way into McCollum's office. In fact, some clients don't even live in the area.
We have a lot of people that have their children that open accounts, and if they go off to school, especially in Oxford, Ole Miss, something like that, they can still bank with us because we do have the mobile options and they can check their accounts. And
McCollum says the younger generations are less likely to write checks, therefore they prefer to bank electronically.
You don't have to kind of keep up with anything on a register because most of the stuff that people are doing nowadays are electronic.
But even millennials will have to make their way into the bank every once in a while.
At some point they're going to have a problem or an issue, or they may have questions about something, so you're going to talk to them at some point.
Bankers say communication puts the community in community banks.
I think community banking is what we bankers like to say. We're a community bank, and I think if we lose that part of our bank, we lose who we are.
McCollum doesn't seem to think that's going anywhere anytime soon.
I'm hoping, obviously, that having banks like this would not ever go away. I think it will become more and more of an electronic industry just because that's where it's heading. But I think you're always going to have people that are going to want to come in the bank.
And talk about staying power. Bank First just celebrated its 131st anniversary.
Tons of sunshine across our region today. Really not even a lot of cloud cover in our neck of the woods. We push those clouds back to the northeast. We've got temperatures right now that are currently in the 50s and 60s in the region, a little bit warmer off to the southwest. And we should see some warmer temperatures here as we get into our day tomorrow, too. So another great day, much like today. Get out there, soak it on up, because we do have some rain chances coming this week. Friday especially, and some storms too, and maybe another stronger system next week too. So let's enjoy our Wednesday. Full forecast is coming up.
A Mississippi Highway patrolman is arrested and accused of punching a windshield and grabbing a woman. An affidavit was filed against Devondrick Sims. He's charged with misdemeanor domestic violence and malicious mischief. The victim accuses Sims of grabbing her arm and pushing her into a car, which made her hit her head on the vehicle. In the affidavit, Sims is also accused of hitting a car windshield with his fist. The victim claims the windshield was damaged. Sims was booked into the Lowndes County Jail Monday. The alleged incidents reportedly happened November 11th at Limburg Cove apartments in Columbus. A probable cause hearing was held, but it was found that Sims was not in the scope of his job duties when the reported incident occurred. Sims is assigned to Troop G in Starkville and does patrol in Lowndes County. We're waiting to hear back from MHP on Sims' status with the agency.
An early morning fight in Starkville lands a Macon man in jail. Starkville PD says it was called about a fight at Collegiate Heights Apartments just after 1. Taylor Connor allegedly left the apartment as officers were on the way. SPD stopped the car, but Taylor ran. He was caught and arrested. Connor is charged with possession of a stolen firearm and disorderly conduct.
A Columbus man is sentenced in a deadly shooting case. Jonathan Lee Majors pleaded guilty to murder. He was ordered to serve 20 years in prison. Michael Garth of Starkville was shot and killed at a motel on December 22nd of 2017. Majors was found at an abandoned house a little more than 3 weeks later. He was originally indicted on a first-degree murder charge. Well, everyone could use a little help during the holidays, even Santa.
When we check in with some unlikely elves when we come back.
You're watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. 'Tis the season to give back, and the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Department is teaming up with businesses in Starkville to do just that with their 4th annual toy drive. The department is putting out a call for new toys for families in need this holiday season. The sheriff's office will serve as a drop-off location. Deputies will then pull double duty as elves, wrapping those gifts and making sure that they're delivered on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
A lot of people going through difficult times right now, and if it's anything we can do to kind of make it a little bit better for them or brighten somebody's day or brighten a child's day, that's exactly what we want to do.
And if you'd like to donate to the toy drive, the office or the hours, drop-off hours at the Sheriff's Department, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Be good to see all those toys collected. Always some big hearts this time of year.
Absolutely. Great day out there today.
Fantastic weather, and right now we are still clear, and in just a few minutes the space station will be flying by yet again at 6:24, so just wait till the bitter end of this newscast and get out there and check it out just for 3 minutes tonight in the Southwest, a fast-moving star. Your full forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
A great day out there on our Tuesday. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, guess what? We have another nice one tomorrow. You can see this quiet evening we've had developing, and that's why we have great visibility for the space station that will be scooting across the horizon in just a few more minutes in the Southwest. But right now, all quiet across our neck of the woods here. Let's check it out with our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. You can see in Columbus and in Tupelo, Vernon, at Durham's Pharmacy, Louisville, Mississippi, all quiet here on our Tuesday evening. Not too bad. We are at 58 in Columbus, 61 in Tupelo, 62 down towards Louisville, maybe a little bit cooler in some spots, 52 in Starkville and Winona. So we've got temperatures cooling on down with the clear conditions. Overnight lows in many spots will likely get into the upper 30s with the clear conditions and the light wind. So let's just bank on low 30s for lows tonight in most spots. The wind will switch around to the southeast tomorrow, 5 to 10. Back up into the mid to upper 60s, if not a shot at some more low 70s, especially across the southwestern areas, maybe a little bit warmer for you, and perhaps a little bit cooler out towards Iuka, only in the low to mid 60s. So dry tomorrow, basically dry for Thursday, and then as we get into Friday night, early Saturday, we'll have a chance for some rain around here, anywhere from about a ½ inch to 2 inches or more, give or take. That's the way it's looking right now. All because of this energy down here in the desert Southwest. It is really coming on down in Arizona and southwestern New Mexico, parts of California as well. And that energy is moving our way. But out ahead of it, we'll see some gradual increase in cloud cover tomorrow. But a pretty nice day for us. As we get into Thursday, a few more clouds. Notice we will have a chance for a few showers here as we get into Thursday, especially across the northwestern areas. Friday, yes, there will be some rain around, especially during the second half of the day into Friday night, Saturday morning. That will move on through. We'll have a pretty nice weekend. And the big thing is next week, if we're going to get it, I think, a potential massive storm somewhere across the lower 48. That could give rise to some stronger storms around here, maybe some heavier rain. And some wintry weather across the upper Midwest. And my suggestion to all of you watching, just check back for updates. We just don't know any specifics at this point, but it's on our radar screen for the middle of next week. And of course, we have a lot of Thanksgiving travel going on next week. We just don't want to see anything massive, but it's possible. But in the near term, we're just looking at some great weather tomorrow. And there's that system for you Friday.
Today was so perfect.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Took a nice little stroll down the river at lunch. It was perfect.
It was.
Tomorrow will be great.
Yeah, if you couldn't do it today, get out there tomorrow.
There you go.
All right. Coming up, while 6 wins is out of the picture, there's still a path to the bowl for Ole Miss. We go through the scenarios next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Sitting at 4-7, there's still a pathway for Ole Miss to reach its first bowl game since 2015. Rebels will have to rely on the APR and other 5 and 6 teams to not reach the 6-win mark. But what would have to come first would be an Egg Bowl win. The Rebels are on bye this weekend before the rivalry matchup with almost 2 weeks to prepare for Mississippi State. While Matt Luke and company know what it'll take to reach a bowl, the Egg Bowl is all that matters right now.
As coaches talk again, but all we can do is focus on a 1-game season, and then we'll figure out the scenarios after that. But let's go find a way to win this game. 1-game season, 10 games, everything goes into it. 1-game season, and then we'll let the chips fall where they may.
So it is coach speak, but Matt Luke has a point because there's a lot of things that will go into Ole Miss in their path to a bowl game. The academic progress rate, that's the APR, that'll go into this decision for 5 and 7 football teams. Shout out Nathaniel Gabler from the Oxford Eagle taking a look at this. 78 teams will go bowling in 2019. 64 have already qualified with 6 wins. 14 teams with a chance at 6 wins this year, that excluding Missouri, who's on a bowl ban. So here are the teams, if you're Ole Miss, to keep an eye on. Boston College and Arizona State. They're above Ole Miss in the APR. They have 5 wins. They win 1 more. They're locked into a bowl game. Duke and Ohio above Ole Miss in APR. They're 4 and 6. They can reach 6 or even 5. They're in above Ole Miss. And then you have Ohio. Ohio as well. They're 4 and 6 as well. They reach that win, the 5 or 6 win mark. They would get in over Ole Miss. Then Stanford is above Ole Miss in the APR, but the Pac-12 requires 6 wins for their programs to go bowling. But again, none of this matters without that 5th win for Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl. So the Egg Bowl this year could decide bowl eligibility for both SEC programs. Mississippi State sophomore forward Jessica Carter named SEC Player of the Week for her recent performance. Her first career Player of the Week in 2 blowout wins over Troy and Murray State. Carter averaged 22 points, 16 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game while posting back-to-back double-doubles. Carter ranks top 5 in scoring and rebounding in the conference so far in the early season. Taking a look at the women's basketball schedule for the rest of the week. Bulldogs on the road at Jackson State on Thursday and at Marquette this upcoming Monday. That'll be a first big test for the Bulldogs so far in the early year. Then Ole Miss, they're at Southern Miss tonight. That game just tipping off moments ago. We'll have more coming up at 10. And then Louisiana Tech visiting the Pavilion on Saturday at 2 p.m. Then on the men's side, big week for Ole Miss. They play at home against Seattle here in about 5 minutes. That tip-off at 6:30. Then a huge matchup at Memphis. That's a big one. Number 16 Tigers, and then Mississippi State at Tulane on Thursday. Enjoy the Bulldogs game on Thursday because that's the last time you'll see them for 2 weeks. Bulldogs next game coming in December. Time again for our lineman of the week. The honor this week going to a group that's known for its punishing style, especially come playoff time.
Tonight's Lineman of the Week with West Point is brought to you by the City of West Point Electric Department.
This week's Lineman of the Week is Brad Davis. Brad has 18 years of service with the City of West Point Water and Light. Head coach Chris Chambliss says the entire offensive line deserves the award. 250 yards rushing in the 49-28 playoff win over Provine. Almost 400 yards of total offense. Big-time second-round rematch coming up for Lafayette and West Point. You can go to our Facebook and Twitter account if you want to. You can vote for that game for our Game of the Week as well as a couple others. Go to our Facebook and Twitter at WCBI End Zone.
All right.
Good plug there.
Very good plug.
All right, we'll be back.
Great weather tomorrow, much like today. Get out there and make the most of it. We may see a few showers around Thursday, but a better chance of rain. Sorry, Tom. Friday afternoon, Friday night. So let's hope for the best for those high school football games. It wouldn't be a playoff game without rain, right?
Absolutely.
At some point, we have to have rain.
There's always one weekend every year that's just a deluge.
A washout.
Well, hope for the best.
Well, and we've had a lot of nice weekends here recently,
We
so
have. We
I guess
shall
we were
not
due.
complain, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, thank
Rain
you.
or shine, we'll be there.
There you go. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a good night.